Yeah, that ball hooks a lot. All right, that was absolutely perfect. Ooh.
Welcome back to JR Pro Shot Vids. Today we got Jungo throwing the brand new Summit. Now Storm says this is their strongest symmetric ball ever made, and if you're like us, you love hooks, so I'm really excited to see how this ball rolls down lane. Today we got the battle of three symmetric beasts here. We got the Goat, the Phaze II, arguably the best bowling ball ever made, and on this end we got the Axiom, which was previously Storm's strongest symmetric ball, with the same cover as the proton physics. So we're expecting this ball to hook a lot and also be really good on the fresh. We got 40-foot stone hedge out there today, challenge pattern, not too easy, not too hard. Should be a really good pattern to see how these three balls compare. So the Summit here has the centripetal HD inner core, and wrapped around that we got the all new AI outer core. Gonna be really interested to see how that rolls. And wrapped in it we got the TX23 hybrid cover stock, pretty brand new. Should be a monster. Really excited to see that and if they put it on any other balls in the future. Got the battle of the benchmarks here, maybe slightly stronger. Let's see if the Summit can replace the Phaze II or the Axiom in Jungo's bag. And let's see if Storm was real when they said that this is their strongest symmetric ball to date. That's enough for me. Send it out to Jungo out on the lanes.
Jungo is back. Brand new Storm ball. And as said in the intro, trust the old Phaze II. So we're gonna throw this first. We got Stonehenge here, challenge pattern. So break point's gonna be around 9 or 8. Stand on like 36 here. 20, 21 at the arrows, out to 8 or 9. Get a good baseline with the Phaze II. Pretty good shot actually. You can see how much that Phaze II bends in the back end on the fresh. Maybe something like the Axiom would be a little bit better on the very fresh. Let's give that a toss. Basically a brand new Axiom. Drilled it up a while ago, never took it anywhere, never bowled with it really. So just kind of sat in the shop until today. All right, same shot. Axiom should be a little earlier, a little bit smoother, a little bit better for the fresh. Axiom, way earlier. One of the strongest symmetric balls I've ever thrown in my life. Because of that, it doesn't really get much use, right? It's extremely early, extremely smooth. If I need something that does that, I kind of just gravitate towards the asymmetrical balls, the reality or the proton physics kind of thing. So this was like a little too early for my liking, so I didn't really get to use it much. Pretty good for comparison purposes today. All right, so the Axiom's a few boards more than the Phaze II, so let's move a couple left. Hit the pocket here, stand on 38. All right, that was absolutely perfect. But as you can see, I'm a little too far inside for the fresh oil, I think, just because that ball is super strong. So if anything, I would probably use, maybe I would start my urethane on this pattern, start a bowl for score, or something really early and smooth that doesn't hook too much, just to like blend out the fresh a little bit more. But on the fresh, Axiom, that ball's a tank. Ball hooks a lot. Easily 3 to 5 boards more than the Phaze II. So let's throw the Summit now on the exact same line. Let's see what it does. All right, everything's got the exact same layout. And that ball's even stronger than the Axiom, especially down lane. Like, that ball cornered really hard. Axiom went dead flush from there, and we're 3 boards left with our feet than the Phaze II. So we gotta keep moving with the Summit. All right, so 3 more. Should solve that 4-9 problem. All right, not the best release, but we got the ball to hit the pocket. A little flat 10. So I think we're in the right spot now. We're just gonna make it shape a little bit better. We're gonna slow it down a little bit. right, not bad. That was a tiny bit left of the previous shot, but I think we're in the right part of the lane now for that ball to hit the pocket. That ball is strong. Been reading online, some other guys that have thrown it already. And yeah, it's probably the strongest symmetric ball I've thrown. Just because it out-hooks the Axiom, and we all know how strong the Axiom was. Okay, gonna throw the Phaze II a couple times from the exact same spot. We just threw the Summit. I'm gonna guess it's gonna come in a little bit light, but you're gonna see it hook a little bit sharper down lane. Yeah, wrapped the 10, where the Summit drove right through, left the 9-pin. So Phaze II is definitely later, and a little bit less overall. Definitely a ball down from the Summit. And yeah, the Summit gives me Axiom vibes. Just a little bit sharper down lane, I think. One more with the Phaze II. Just gonna slow it down a little bit. Yeah, a little better, but still a little bit late, as you can see. Slapped the 10 a bit late, so Phaze II definitely hooks lefts. Okay, let's throw the Axiom from in there. Actually, that's interesting. The Axiom is a little bit earlier than the Summit, and it just doesn't round the corner because of that. So that was a pretty decent shot. Maybe a little right, a hair, but I only got 7, right? If I miss a little right with the Phaze II or the Summit, you know, that's gonna come back and hit the pocket. So let's throw one more good one with the Axiom, and then try the Summit again. All right, let's just slow this one down a little. There, that was better. Slowed it down. Just a pinch left, and now we hit the pocket with that. So Axiom is definitely the earliest, Phaze II is the latest, and the Summit hooks the most. All right, Jungo's here with the Summit halfway through the vid. Question time. How many ball reviews do you watch before buying your ball? Let us know down in the comments below. I'm in Canada, so I'm always not the first one to get the ball. So I always see a couple other reviews out there before mine, and I watch them, I read a couple of the comments, and I see what the ball's doing before I drill mine up. So let me know down in the comments what you guys do. All right, let's go 3 more to the left with the Summit. Wow, still almost left the 9-pin. Yeah, that ball hooks a lot. This ball's gonna be really good for like fresh on long patterns because the symmetric helps it hook, right? You want that really sharp back end on long patterns on the fresh. And this ball's gonna do that for you with that symmetric core. It's gonna get down the lane, have some serious pop. All right, 3 more to the left. This ball's gonna keep hooking. We're almost in Goots territory over here. There we go. There's the 10-pin. That's really far left though. This is fresh oil. Okay, one shot with the Phaze II from right there. Comparison purposes. Yeah, as you can see, pretty good shot there. Same line as the Summit, 2.8. So like 4 to 6 boards more with the Summit over the Phaze II. So if you're looking for a ball a little stronger than the Phaze II, still symmetric line, upper mid, Summit's gonna be that ball you want. All right, I'm gonna throw one with the Axiom, right where we left the 2-pin with the Phaze II. And as you're gonna see, the balls that roll earlier and earlier are gonna look worse from way inside because they're just gonna lose too much energy too early. So when you're moving into the middle of the lane like this, you're gonna want balls that corner hard down lane. So that's why the Summit looks really good, Phaze II looks decent, right? So if I were to throw something really angular like my Ruby, that would look really good from inside here. So prepare for maybe like a 5-10 or something from this ball. Ooh. Yeah, that 10 and the 7 went pretty late. You can see how early it is. It doesn't shape down lane. So when you're moving in, you gotta use balls at corner. So Phaze II, Summit, IQ Ruby, Revenant, stuff like that as you go down the list. Anyway, let's head back to the shot. That Summit is a big hooking ball. All right, we're back from the lanes, throwing the brand new Summit against a trusty old Phaze II and what some people are calling the new Axiom in the Summit. What did I see out there? We're bowling on a medium challenge conditions, so not too easy, not too hard, and something where these symmetric solids and symmetric hybrids are really gonna look good. To start things off, the Phaze II, definitely a benchmark in a lot of people's bags, and we see why. It's just very consistent, very smooth in the back end, and you can use it on a variety of conditions, and it's easy to ball up, it's easy to ball down. It's just the perfect ball right in the middle of your bag. So threw that for a couple shots, and it just does what the Phaze II does. Gets down the lane pretty easy, and then makes a predictable, strong arc motion into the pocket. Now the Axiom is definitely stronger. It's earlier, and it's more boards overall. I would say 3 to 4 more boards for me, the Axiom, over the Phaze II, just earlier, more teeth, more cover stock, and just digs that much harder in the oil, right? And then we got the Summit, which hooks another 2 or 3 boards more than the Axiom, but it's a little bit more down lane than early. And you can really see it in a couple of my shots where I'm standing way left and the ball just picks up and corners super hard and goes through the pins really nice from way inside. So we got 2 steps up here from the Phaze II, I would say. Phaze II kind of like a mid-range piece, and then a little bit earlier, a little bit more boards covered, and then a little bit more boards covered than that, right? And I think this is definitely the most hook out of a symmetric ball I've ever seen. Reading what those guys are saying online, the other ball review guys, this ball hooks, and it hooks a lot. I think the Summit would be really good on longer oil conditions, like on the fresh when you need the ball to really corner down lane. Let's say you're bowling on 45 feet, right? There's not that much dry at the end of the pattern for the ball to hook, so you really need to use a ball that corners hard. And I think something like this Summit here is really going to be good on those fresh conditions when you got to play kind of in the middle of the lane to start with, something like that. So that's my gut feeling on this ball right away. You know, it's really strong and hooks a lot down lane. So if you need something like that in your bag, you will not be disappointed with this ball. I think for me, like these medium patterns on the fresh, the Summit's just a little bit too strong. It forces me a little bit too far to the left. But I think once the lanes start to break down and there's a little bit of carry down and a little bit of blend, then the Summit's gonna look even better, right? So I would probably start with something like a pitch black or something really early and smooth that doesn't hook too much on this pattern, and then go to the Summit or the Phaze II after that. This ball is just a little bit too much on the fresh for sure. I would also say this ball is good for people with a little bit lower rev rate who like to play, you know, in the middle part of the lane, a little bit of a swing. This ball is going to give you some recovery. Sometimes those asymmetric balls might just hook a little bit too early. They might stand up a little bit too early, and you're not going to get that desired down lane motion. So a symmetric piece like the Summit here with some good back end continuation, I think this could be a good ball for you. Conclusion, the symmetric ball hooks out of the house. Hooks a lot down lane. I'm bowling a couple regionals coming up on longer patterns, so I'm definitely gonna bring this, right? I'm gonna bring this and the Phaze II and my Fate probably as my symmetric pieces. Balls that really corner down lane when you gotta get left, maybe off the gutter cap a little bit. And yeah, I can't wait to use it, right? Even the logos, Summit, Axiom, logos looking pretty similar. And we got lots of guys online saying these balls are really close. So maybe that's Storm's intent. The new Axiom, the Summit. Don't forget my question down in the comments, everyone. How many ball reviews do you watch before you buy a ball? Or not buy a ball? Let me know. I'm curious to see this answer. I knew this ball was gonna hook before I threw it, so we decided to throw it against the 2 other benchmarks here that Storm came out with in the past few years. And this ball hooks a lot more. It's crazy. All right, don't forget our promo code JungoBarks at checkout at boofabowling.com. He's got absolutely everything. So if you don't have a pro shop nearby, check out the website, get some stuff delivered right to your door. I think it's free shipping over $400. Spend that money. See you in the next vid.